Jeff Cowan coming to you from thejeffcowan.com with my weekly podcast entitled Success in Professional Sales and Life in General. Thank you for coming back. I certainly appreciate it, and a lot of you are coming back because you like what I'm talking about these days. You like that I'm talking about closes, and the reason I'm talking about closes is because as I'm out and about at book signings and doing workshops and responding to emails and text and LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook and all the social media stuff, you're telling me that's what you like. And so what I've done is I've taken the specific problems that you're having in your sales career when it comes to closing, and I'm giving you closes that will solve some of those problems. Now, one of the closes one of the problems that we're seeing out there is people are saying, you know, there's times, Jeff, you have to agree that you make your presentation, and no matter what you do or say, people just have to think about it. And there's a point where you can't go too far, and you have to let them think about it and walk away for a day, 2 days, a week, or a month, or you have to give them some time to breathe. And the time that they walk away and the amount of time you give them depends on the product and a lot of things. But typically, it's a few days, and usually no more than a week. And so, how do you go back and get them re-engaged, and how do you finally get the yes out of them? Or the reason why they're not going to move forward. Well, I got a great close for you that does that, and it's called the Something New Close. Now, before I get into the Something New Close, I want to address something here real quick. Again, you're going to notice I'm not in my normal coat and my dress shirt and all that stuff, and it's like I said a few podcasts ago, it's because down the road a few miles we've got some fires going on out here in Southern California, and we have to be ready to move should they start coming back this way. They're that close to our houses, so it's crossing our fingers. So thank you for being okay with seeing me in the same shirt for several weeks, because I just came in and filmed a bunch of these because I don't know if I'm going to have to leave, and if I do, when I'm going to be able to come back. And thank you for returning and keeping us in your thoughts. But let's go back to the podcast here, the Something New Close. Now, again, like I was saying a second ago, you've made your presentation, you've asked the customer, they've said no, you've handled their objections, and it just got down to a point where you know if you push any further, you're going to lose the sale. But if you let them think about it, which is what they're asking you to do, that's the thing to do. But how do you go back in and re-engage them and get them to say yes? Well, after a short amount of time, we're talking maybe a couple days, a week, or something like that, depending on your product and what's going on, you re-engage them. So if you visit them, you do this. If you're talking to them on the phone, you would do this. But this is one that won't work with emailing and texting. You physically are going to have to talk to them. So here's what you do. Number one, never when you get them back on the phone, or never when you get back in their office, or never when they come back into your business, start with, did you think it over? Because see, when you say, did you think it over, it's a yes or no response is the only thing they can give you, and there's a bigger chance they're going to say no. You still didn't get the sale. You still may not find out why. So don't ever walk in and say, did you think it over? All right? You never want to ask that. So number two, what you're going to do is you're going to say this when you get them on the phone. Hey, I'm glad I got you back on the phone here because I've got something new I want to share with you that I didn't tell you last time. Or if you walk into the office, hey, thank you for having me back in. I'm so excited to be here because I got something new I want to share with you. If they come back into your business, hey, I'm glad you came back in because I've got something new that I want to share with you. Now, I don't care what it is that you're sharing with them new. You can tell them that it's going to rain tomorrow. You can tell them that it's going to be this. Of course, I'm kidding. But tell them something new. Go over a benefit that maybe you didn't go over. Go over one of your other totally different products. We have two, but tell them something very quick, very short that's new. Now, here's what happens. When you say, I got something new to share with you, if you say it with them some enthusiasm, with some passion and some drive, it gets them excited. Because here's what it does. A, it gets their immediate attention. He's got something new. What is it? All right. B, it gets their interest piqued. Wow, I liked what he said before, or maybe I was on the borderline here. He's got something new. Let's see what it is. And it gives them a chance to hear some new benefits, because if you're smart, because I was clowning around a second ago, when you tell them something new, it's going to be something about your product, something new about you, some new service, some type of something that's going to have a benefit for them. So again, it gets immediate attention, gets their interest piqued, and you'll see this in their face, and it gives you a chance to explain new benefits to your product that may tip them over the edge. Now, moving on from that, before we do, because I've got two more things I need to go over with you when it comes to tell them something new close, but before I do, I've got to tell you about this book, Right Service, Write Your Own Paycheck. Now, like I always say, if you're in a job and you love it, then stay there. Don't move around, all right? Just keep listening to me, and I'll show you how to maximize the opportunity. If you don't like the job you're in, you're ready for a new product, or you're new to sales looking for a product, that's the book. Okay, it only comes in book form, both in hardcover, softcover, and on an e-reader. It also has a full support video program. I'll show you a position you can go do right now and make over $100,000 a year. Got this book here. It's called What I've Learned from Attending Over 35 Indy 500s, Lessons in Sales, Motivation, Leadership, and Management, and Life in General. Great book, whether you're a sports fan or not, whether you're a race fan or not, it has nothing to do with that. The lessons in it, people really, really, really like this book. We've actually got a national publisher looking like they're going to sign on here and take over publishing rights on it, because I did self-publish that. It also has a video program. Both books will soon have an audio version of it, so you can listen to it in your car or when you're working out or whenever. And I've got another book coming out very shortly called The Forgotten Rules of Professional Salesmanship. It's going to do well. It's going to have a video program as well. And then also look for an announcement on a video series I have coming out that you can invest in yourself and invest in those and invest in yourself to make you the absolute best salesperson you can be and maximize your opportunity. You'd get any of that stuff by going to thejeffcowan.com or thejeffcowan.com or simply dialing 1-800-248-2931, 1-800-248-2931. Get you taken care of. Back to this week's message. So we had a close. Now remember, we're going to use this close when you've made a presentation, you've taken the customer as far as you can, and you know if you go any further, you could lose the whole deal, so they really need to think about it. You let them go for a couple days, a couple weeks, whatever the proper amount of time is that you feel. Don't wait too long, right? Because here's what you have to assume. When they tell you they want to think about it, you got to assume they're shopping you, okay? If they're shopping you and somebody gets a hold of them that's better than you, a little bit more exciting than you, I mean, they may not even have the best product. I really think that many times it doesn't get down to the product. It gets down to more the salesperson. You really stand a chance of losing the sale. So you got to stay in front of them. So after a short amount of time, you're going to re-engage them, whether it's on the phone, face-to-face in their office, face-to-face in your office, your place of business. What you're going to do, like I said a second ago, is number one, never start it out by saying, did you think it over? Have you had a chance to think it over? Because it gives you them the chance to say no. You set yourself up a bigger chance of getting no. So what you're going to do is number two, is you're going to say, hey, I'm glad I get to talk to you again, because since I've talked to you last time, I got some new information for you. I got something new I want to share with you. Again, you learn that that's going to get their attention immediately, get their interest piqued. It gives them the chance to hear new benefits. They're going to be excited about it. Going to be excited about it. So now we're ready for number three. You're going to make your entire presentation over again. The entire thing. In addition to the new information you've gotten, you're going to make the entire presentation over again. I don't care if that presentation is 1 minute, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. The entire presentation over again. The whole thing. Now, you have to trust me on this, because I know this sounds crazy. People say, well, I don't care. I've done this thousands of times, and it works, because here's what it's going to do when you make the entire presentation over. A, people tend to remember the last presentation they've heard. Again, you have to assume these people, when they're telling you what to think about, that they're shopping it, okay? They're shopping you. They're shopping your product. They're shopping what your company does, all right? So you want to be in front of them, so it gives them the chance to, they're going to remember the last presentation they've heard. They're trying to convince themselves. This may be the thing that puts them over the edge, the whole thing. B, gets them to hear your benefits again. Again, people tend to remember the last salesperson or the last presentation they're on, so now they're going to hear you for the, again, all your benefits. Get them re-excited. C, it shows your enthusiasm, dedication, and passion and knowledge for the product, that you're willing to do this over again for them. And then here's the kicker. I love doing this, because if they don't stop you, and you'll be surprised how many people won't, they're buying. Why would they let you go through the presentation again if they weren't serious? And why would they let you go through it again if they're not buying? They're buying, 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 buying. Now, if they do stop you, I find, because again, this has a high closing percentage, if they do stop you, most of the time they're going to say, Jeff, that's not necessary. I'm glad you called. Jeff, that's not necessary. I'm glad you stopped by, or I invited you back, or Jeff, I came in today because we're already ready to go. We actually want to get the paperwork started. So, I mean, take a look at that. If they let you make the entire presentation, they're buying. If they stop you, there's more than a 70% chance I have found that they're going to say, you know, I've already made the decision, let's move forward, because that's why they're talking to you again. There's a 30% chance that they say, you know what, you don't have to do that, because here's some questions I have. You find out why they're not, so you can close on that. Now, once you make the presentation, here's the fourth and final step. Ask again for the sale by saying, and you don't pause, you just make the presentation and you say, after seeing all of this, I'm sure you see the benefits. So now that you see the benefits, I'm sure you want to move forward. So what dates should we get this started on? Should we get it started on the 5th of this month, or would the 10th be better? Now, no matter what the date is, and it didn't have to be a date, Should we get this delivered this week or the week after that? Should we get this started tonight or tomorrow morning? Notice I'm giving them an alternate choice that either way they answer, they've bought. Okay, because if they don't say yes to one of those options, this week, next week, the 5th or the 10th, tonight or tomorrow, then they give you the reason why and you close on that. This will get a yes. It's very, very likely that it's going to get a yes because, again, they're talking to you again. They've sat through the whole presentation. And at the very least, it's going to give you the reason why. And once you get the reason why, like I've said dozens of times, it's an objection. You basically close on that. I love this close. The something new close. The something new close. And if you use it, because I know you will because you're strong, okay, you're going to see that it has a very high closing ratio as well. Now, this is one of those closes that I lose people on sometimes because they say the whole presentation. I don't know if I, sure you can. You know how, yeah, I know you can make the whole presentation over because that's what you're paid to do. And you're there to serve that customer. You're there to make sure they understand your product. And most importantly, you're there to make sure that they invest in your product. Okay? Don't be afraid of this close. It's great. It's very powerful. I've used it my entire career. I still use it to this day. Hey, my name's the Jeff Cowan. That's my message for this week. I'll be back next week with another message and podcast I know you're going to like. But in the meantime, I want you to do what I always ask you to do. I want you to go find as many customers as you can. I want you to show them your product. I want you to get them excited about your product. So excited, in fact, that they say yes, they buy it, you get commission, you get the lifestyle you so deserve because you're working so hard. You deserved it. Nobody has earned it and deserves it more than you. Because between now and next week, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go find as many clients as I can. I'm going to get them excited about my product, so excited that they buy my product. I collect the commission. I get to continue living the lifestyle that I have because I have a great lifestyle. I love it, and I don't feel bad about it. Why? Because I've worked hard for it, I've earned it, I deserve it, and so do you. Come back and see me next week, and make it a great week between now and then. Take care.